All right, all right, all right. Hey, everybody, welcome to just kind of an extra day, extra bonus day from the 3-day free challenge, Autism, from overwhelmed to empowered in 3 days, man. And listen, if you missed it, we got something for you today, so stay tuned for that. And today we're here just to kind of talk about autism overwhelmed you long enough. Ah, that's right, it's long enough. It's time to stop, man. How now it's your comeback season. And we're going to talk to you about that today. So, what did I just say? Autism has what overwhelmed you long enough? What's that mean? And here's the hit, right? We're not here talking about a bunch of theory. The beautiful part about this whole challenge is that overwhelmed, oh man, can be resolved in many different ways. But when you hear what Tiffany has been through in her life and what that's prepared her to talk about and teach, it becomes clear the things to do. It becomes clear who's responsible for what. It becomes clear on how if the family is all blown up, right, and everybody's at each other and things are just crazy and life is life and you're not sure what to do, it's clear how you can hit the pause button, right? And then we incorporated the mirror moment process where, it's about being honest with the situation as a parent, right? Looking at the loops that you break those loops, if that's behavior, attitude, energy, all those things that get to the spiral, and then create a new identity from the tools that Tiffany left all week long. I mean, some major breadcrumbs, right? Hansel and Gretel in the cottage. I think that's the right one, but I know there's some breadcrumbs in the message, right? And man, there is so much of that. And listen, you guys, I got to tell you, it's been such a rewarding time for me to be part of this journey, right? Because I once was that child that, let's be real about it, children that have gift abilities. Yeah, I say gift abilities, not disability. Gift abilities don't always have the easiest road to move along, right? There's kids are kids, and that's not changed. Some parents think it's not as bad. Bullying is still crazy, right? It's still a reality. Making fun and judging children is still a reality amongst their peers. So peer pressure is the real thing. So you got all that stuff, man. But she helps create the right words would be just kind of like a safe zone where her children, her boys had learned to become comfortable sharing different things. Maybe she'll share something that happened to her today with one of her sons. We talked about it earlier. But anyway, let me just make sure that you realize what you missed. So you want to make sure you get the replays and what you should have gotten. Number one, she had to name the hidden fears, the things going on. And we talk all about that day one, and ask compassionate but tough questions of yourself and of your children. And she went through a whole series of all of that stuff and then showed parents how to pivot from overwhelm, right? And that pivot tool is not just where do I go, but pivot with some tools in your toolbox to make some things happen that haven't been happening to you before. Reassess some of the things that you thought would work and what they weren't. All this not magical, because it's real stuff. Lessons, earned lessons. And the last thing, unpacked practical truths. By sharing what I've been talking to you about, hard-earned lessons for the next real step. So the parent that's overwhelmed, before we come together, no longer has to live in that space. So I'm going to bring her up here because, she's got some things to talk about. We're not going to keep y'all long today. So help me bring back to the stage my partner in crime and the lady that has showed up all week long, and we always want to make sure we give her credit. It's Tiffany Colvin, the Autism Ambassador. Let's see if we can get her up here. We got some things going on here. Oh man, what am I doing here? She's ready. There we go.
Hello.
Hey. What's up? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yes. Glad to have you here, Tiffany, and thanks for giving us some extra time today. And I was talking, but I didn't want to steal your thunder because the benefit, the paydays. Talk about a payday. I mean, and let me just give it some framework. When we talk about payday, it's like you go into work and you're spending this time and effort and all these things, and you really don't receive anything back from it. I mean, you get little bits of congratulations or acknowledgments along the way, but you really don't get it until you get that check. So let's talk about something you share with me, if you don't mind, around one of the paydays you just got this week.
Absolutely. I got one of the greatest paydays, and one of my favorite candy bars is a payday. and, and it's not just the peanuts, It is the totality of it. It is the nougat, the caramel. It's all
Yeah.
of it. So, with it being Friday, I just wanted to share the payday that I received. As I've explained, my circumstances and my journey, having twin sons on the spectrum, having to advocate profusely for them for about 8 years to get a correct diagnosis, and then continuing forward, having to advocate for services within different arenas. Well, for me, I got another payday yesterday. So for those of you that feel like, hey, when I'm doing these things, it doesn't seem like it's working out, it doesn't matter. Well, my payday yesterday was this. My son came to me and he said, I appreciate the things that you have done to help us. And for me, that was greater than any lottery ticket. It was greater than any windfall that we could ever receive as parents. To have my child, who was not someone who normally self-advocated or expressed himself, come to me and say, Mom, I appreciate all that you have done, was just everything to me. So I wanted to share that on this Friday because it was payday. I could take that to the bank and say that, you know what, this is the biggest paycheck I'm ever going to receive as a parent. And so what we want to do is we want to help you in going through the everyday challenges and struggles, feeling like you are overwhelmed, overcome by everything that's going on, and understanding that one day we want to see you hit these paychecks. We want to see you hit the jackpot, get that pot of gold where your child is able to do something that they weren't able to do before. So that is where I say, we can go. You guys might question, well, hey, I'm trying this, I'm trying that, and it's not a win, but it is a win. And so we're going to talk about that today, what those wins look like, even in failures.
Yeah. So why don't you continue with that? Take a couple of minutes to tell them what you just said. Just go ahead and jump right in it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes when we're reflecting on the day and we're reflecting on the things that are going on in our life, we feel like it is overwhelming. We feel like, hey, I've tried the 5 minutes. My child is not sitting down. I'm giving them instructions. They're not doing what I want them to do or what the expected outcome is that I want to see. Well, I just want to explain that still is a granule of hope for you to hold on to. It is not a negative. Again, it is an opportunity. Again, we say our children are not disabled, they are gifted. They are gifted in a different way. So now they have presented to you another gift that you have the opportunity to unpack. And so what I love to use acronyms. So I say it is hope. And hope is this. Hope is the hassles, the opposition, and the presentations, whether good or bad, that are going to help you. And how they're going to help you is in that E. That E stands for the efficiency of the request now that you can make. You now have been educated. That's part of that E. You are now educated on what it is your child needs so that you can now properly advocate. You can say, hey, I've done this. I haven't seen any progress here. You have a measurement. You have data. Everything is data driven. We know that the world today is data driven. If you get on social media, they're going to look at the analytics of a thing. So what you are doing is you are grasping that information, you are housing that information, and now you are able to take those hassles, those oppositions, those presentations, whether good or bad, and efficiently make a request. So again, The good, now you can renew your mind and the thinking and understanding that, hey, this is not a failure. This is part of that hope gift that my child is now giving to me.
Yeah, I like that. And just also too, to add to it, the gifts don't come in pretty bows and packages and all that stuff. They usually come after some real tears sheds and energy burned and all that. So it's really important to hear that piece that you were talking about. That because we can easily just leave. You leave a situation and you make a decision, whether you make a decision consciously or not.
Yes.
I mean, and the best way to leave a decision is or leave a situation is to have a decision that you know where it's taking you. Right?
Yes.
And that's that piece that you're talking about. Okay, man, this would kick my, you know what? But guess what I learned?
Yes. 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 Yes.
And it kind of feeds into the seeing life as not the comebacks in life, not as limitations, but as lifestyles and ways to really grow. So, and you eloquently speak about that so often. So I love the hope piece too. So I'm gonna just be quiet and let you keep rolling.
Yes. So again, every setback is a setup. Look at it that way. Every setback is a setup. It is setting you up to have the data that you need to go and say to your practitioners, to say to your school teachers, to say to members of the community when you're asking for resources. These are the things that my child needs. We have tried this. I have firsthand knowledge because I have tried to implement this in my home. If you need to request behavioral modification programs or what's called ABA services or therapies, if you need, they have more explosive outbursts. If they have more severe behavioral disruptions within the home, within the school environment, now you're able to say, you know what, we've tried this. I'm going to try something else. Then ask the practitioner, hey, what are your thoughts? And then from there saying, you know what, we have tried these things. Now we need some intervention. Or it may also be the impetus for you to request, hey, I can't do this. It is overwhelming. Something as simple as, for some parents, just being able to go out to the grocery store becomes a barrier. Being able to ride public transportation. One thing that most recently has come to my awareness is housing. Having a child with behavioral issues, a lot of times landlords don't understand. So again, collecting this data tells you, okay, these are the things I'm going to need, the modifications I'm going to need within my home, the things I'm going to need out in the community, whether it's noise canceling headphones, whether it's assistive devices, whether it's an iPad, things of that nature that are going to help them through the hurdles or the challenges that they have. Again, it is so important that you do what the homework was a few days ago, is observe your child. This should be an ongoing thing. Don't just do it once. Look at it, study what they're doing, see if you can figure out why they're doing it. What is agitating them? Sometimes it's, you changed a food for them. And then document that. Write down, you know what? My child only eats X, Y, and Z. And so that other people understand. I know in like daycare communities, sometimes they don't understand that my child's not eating because they will only eat 3 items, or if they're going with a babysitter and they might be seen as being a challenging kid that just doesn't want to eat. Well, no, it's not that. They have a preferred choice of items and they won't deviate from that. So again, it is so important to observe, to document, and then to utilize this information as part of your hope gift from your child.
You're saying that observe, document, and the other things, but I know we don't have much time, but I want to just say out loud how important it is to really understand the communication barriers that children have normally just because of their age,
Yeah.
right? And the interpretations are misinterpreted oftentimes. And so then I was hearing and reading listening to a doc talk about how then the child goes to whatever that, which is usually crying or whining that they know they can get some response from. But it's those other situations, like you were talking about, food. How do you really know if the child can't communicate to you? Mom, I don't, I mean, kids. First of all, I believe kids still have to eat what you give them, right? I mean, that's part of the training that goes along with it, right? And because I see parents put 1-year-old asking them what they want to eat, and I'm like, so I'm old school, but I'm trying to stay on my lane here,
Uh-huh.
because it really the communication that they give you isn't going to always be clear,
Yeah. Yeah.
and both ways.
Yeah. And that is so true. But with children on the spectrum, a lot of times they have specific needs. And I think a lot of people in the community don't understand that. It's
Yeah,
not a matter of, they just don't like it. It might be a textural thing that
yeah,
they cannot absorb that. And so they will not indulge in that treat or that snack. I've seen, and this is just my personal experience, and it can become frustrating. My sons may eat a preferred item for a while. I'll go out, buy it in bulk, and then all of a sudden they won't touch it. And others might go, well, why aren't you making them? Well, that is something that I now, as an adult, have to modify and
yeah,
understand that is what it is. It's not that they're trying to be unkind or defiant. That this is just part of life.
yeah,
Um, and so we have to be sensitive to those things. And just like you said, my experience has been when my children could not articulate, they would begin to cry. And it wasn't that they were in school trying to be defiant. They weren't fighting. They weren't, throwing the desk. Just cry because that was how they communicated. And so it is learning your child's communication style. And then you, as the parent, reflecting upon that and saying, what can I do to better serve my child? Because I want to be the best reflection to them of authority and
yeah,
what that looks like unconditionally,
yeah,
and that unconditional love that you want to present to your child. Because again, the world may be beating them up. We don't want to bully them within their
right,
own home.
right. Yeah, and that's kind of what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's two examples of things, right? And I'll get back to you, but it's like a child comes to you and asks you for some ice cream, and you just like eat them up, blow them away, right? Can't you say I'm busy? Da 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 da. No ice cream. No, no, no. Child's gonna ask you more than once anyway, right? So how do you think that child feels? And then in the same situation, if you being the parent is cognizant, hey, I'm home now, got my kids, whatever I got going on, I got to remember, let me take some of the things that Tiffany has taught me how to put in place. So if something goes crazy, I have some distance between before you get to that overwhelmed spot. I got some distance because I can drop some tools that I'm learning, and from these challenges into that space so they don't get overwhelmed. So
Yeah.
it's a lot to say to a parent, but it's a responsibility.
It is. And I understand the struggle because having twin sons, people think, oh, they like everything the same. Now imagine the battle of between that. Here I would have to come home from work, and one kid would only eat macaroni and cheese. One kid would only, and it had to be homemade macaroni and cheese. He wasn't doing that box
You
stuff.
can't do the craft box stuff. Ah, come on, man.
and,
Dang.
so, and so here I was daily feeling like a short order cook,
Yeah.
but this is what I had to do in order to make sure that they ate something nutritious. They were not children. My children probably really didn't eat any fast food until maybe they were like 8. They would not eat any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So here it was. home cooking every day, and then dealing with one child was, I say they're on different ends of the spectrum when it comes to their needs. One kid loves vanilla and Sprite, and one kid loves Coke and and chocolate. So, for birthdays, it was one chocolate cake and one vanilla cake.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so you as the parent a lot of times have to augment your schedule or what you want for the needs of your child. And long term, again, you can work with them. You can present some different items for them to try, and at least let them experience it, and then understand that they may not take to it, but hey, you've at least offered it.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. And I just want to interrupt for a second. There's folks coming in and out of the show. When you come in, stay, let us know who you are if you can. If you're coming from YouTube, sometimes we don't see it. Sometimes we don't see the Facebook comments. So just drop something in the comments when you come in and out, because I do see folks coming in and out.
And ask us questions. Ask
Yeah,
us
yeah, yes,
that's what we're here for. It's not
that's
just
right.
about us, it is about you. We want to be a resource. We just don't want to just disseminate information without giving you what you really need, because this is firsthand experience of what I have dealt with. And so I do want to share anything that can help you from experiencing some of the setbacks and the trials that I have experienced.
Yeah, that's kind of a great segue to something that we're excited about offering to out here, because I know that those folks that can get to us before the end of the day, I think it's the 24th by midnight, there is an opportunity. What we're having a conversation with now, imagine it being you, Tiffany, and me, and your children if you need to, and you just talk about the things that are really hot on your list. Tiffany, here's what's going on. Here's what I'm experiencing. How can you? And then she gives you the solutions around that. Or, you've got some things that you really need to look at for yourself, and how do you do that with humility, and how do you do that with help from me? And so we bring both aspects together on these calls. Tiffany, thank you for the segue into it, because I'm looking at the clock, making sure I don't keep you too long today. But I wanted to make sure people knew the opportunity that is waiting for them. But the first 10 people that are able to reach out to us with, I think the word is free in the comment section, whether you reach out to Tiffany or to myself, between now and the end of today, if you have that opportunity, you're going to get 1 hour free call, which is a $2,000 value at least, right? And knowing Tiffany, you can probably keep her on there an extra couple of minutes. I just put it out there. She called me Reverend Geoff anyway, but that's another conversation.
It's Bishop Tyson.
Bishop Tyson. Woo, yeah, but I mean, really, just go ahead, Tiffany. I mean,
that is our purpose for being here. It is to help families. It is to keep you from being isolated at home. It is a virtual platform. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to, dress the kids. We want to create a space, because I know that there are moms, there are dads out there that are going through. I scour the internet a lot of times, and in a lot of the support groups, and I see parents that are 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 in the clock in the morning, just spilling their heart and saying that, hey, I don't know what to do. I'm at my wit's end. And so we want to be that resource. We want to be that place and that space that you can come to and say, you know what, I can't do this. We hear of stories of moms that lose it, mothers and fathers, just as we saw, the killings in Louisiana. We don't want people to get to that point. We want to save families. We want to make sure that people don't make permanent decisions for temporary problems. If we can find the help, we can find the resource. If we don't know, we can plug you in to a place and a space that can help you, because it is so important. Don't feel like you have to do it alone. We are here to help. He is the comeback king, and his motto is, you can come back from anything. And I am a testament of that I was that person that was sitting crying and didn't know what to do, sitting in IEP meetings where I was the only one articulating, hey, this is what my kids need. And so I understand where you are. And so I want to help partner with you. We both want to partner with you. And if there was anything that we can do, just like he said, I'm one of those people, if the hour takes longer than an hour, I'm going to be there. So I want to make sure that your audience just understands that. Please don't hesitate. Give us a call, reach out, say free, and we're going to be there for you and be the assistance that you need.
Yeah, that's beautiful, because what is it? The overwhelm does not get the final word, right? Being overwhelmed does not have to dictate how your future goes, how your present situation has to stay that way. And so, for those of you that may not just hopped on now, that we are offering for the first 10 folks that reach out to us by midnight tonight a free 1-hour discovery call, whether it's Tiffany and I and you, if your spouse, whatever part of your family wants to be a part of it, to sit down and have a conversation. And I believe it's going to focus really kind of on listening. We're going to listen more than anything else, so we can better understand. And we're going to probably take more notes so we can better understand. So be prepared to come with some really, like Tiffany was saying about the lady that was up at 3 a.m. Those are kind of real situations. What do I do? I've tried all these things. And, the beautiful part about all this is that Tiffany's experienced the process of raising children on the spectrum, and then has the opportunity to go out and be an advocate and speak on stages and work with organizations. So she's got all these other resources that come to you. And I really encourage everybody to take advantage of it. And the first 10, that's it this time. But you'll be happy to know that because of the information that's been put together and the energy that's coming out of this, I'm just going to give you a little introduction. Next month, we're going to create another opportunity for you guys to come back together, and we're going to potentially just kind of really get some hot seats for people to have questions. So if you have questions and you really want to just bring them out here during the sessions, you'll be able to do that. A bunch of other things. So Tiffany, what is it that you can say before we let you go today? I know I may have stopped you. If I have, and you have something else that you want to finish with before you do that, please don't let me interrupt that.
Oh, no. You always are my reminder that men that are out there, single fathers that are out there, we do not want you to feel excluded, because it is happening more and more in our society. We know that you are dealing with special needs children, and sometimes you don't know how to maneuver. Those parents that may not be together, you may be co-parenting. We can offer some suggestions, some ways to mend fences, or to help you through that struggle. We want to make sure that families stay together as much as possible. And if they are not able to stay together, we want to make sure that we support those individuals that feel like they are alone. And if I can, because I meant to say this the other day, I wanted to make sure that I said that, hey, and I want those parents that, sometimes the best decision is being alone. And so I don't want you to feel excluded or feel like, hey, I have to do this all by myself, because I say it this way: superheroes have to take off their capes at times. Yes. So we want, even Batman and Robin, he had Robin, so we want to be that Robin. You can be the Batman, but you got to take your cape off sometimes. Sometimes Superman had to go into that phone booth and change into Clark Kent. So we want to be that for you. We want to help you, and we want to support you. And again, each and every day, I just want you to know how proud I am of you. I want you to know that there is hope, there is opportunity, and we want to partner with you. So please don't isolate. That's all I can say.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And Tiffany, we've got someone reaching out. She's already spoke to us before, but Melissa McGee, let's make sure that we circle back around and get her on the schedule. She says, my kids are the same way, to the point where meltdowns end up in the cops being called and crisis response teams. I
Yes.
need help. And we get it. We know.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Melissa, you are on the list, and we will get that coordinated so we can get that call done for you. So thank you for reaching out. And if you know anyone else that's in your circle, that can take advantage of this opportunity in particular, where it's a free access call and discovery call to really just kind of, as Tiffany just said, provide a spot for you
Yes.
where you're
Yes.
not by yourself, and
Yep.
and and then the direction that she has that's gained from all her, was it 15 years yet or 14? How old are
They're
your sons?
15, so they're getting towards 16.
Yeah,
So
getting to 16. So yeah, and then there'll be questions about driving or not driving. So I mean, it's a lifelong process,
yes.
Tiffany. But you have, I feel so fortunate to be, and my kids are grown, and I have grandkids, and they're so far haven't to show any giftability issues like that. But you never know, but it's just to see the magnitude of how simplified things can be with someone that understands. Hey, do these things, and here's the results of it. If these don't work, then there's something you still want. I mean, it's just amazing. So people, I'm going to say it one more time. If you're really battling it and you're really struggling and you really want some expertise around the behavioral, the cognitives, and all the things around that Tiffany's been talking about all week, get us up, reach us, get a hold of us, put free in the comment section. You can reach both of us on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you have to take advantage of that. And know that, man, Tiffany's a real deal, y'all.
Been through it.
So,
Got the t-shirt.
got the t-shirt, still going through it. Listen, overwhelmed, earned, experienced, and now has pathways.
And I still have a smile on my face.
Still,
You
big
can have
bright
a
smile
smile on your face, because it doesn't matter what you are going through. You can overcome it. It is about the attitude of the mind and renewing your mind daily, and understanding that every day is a gift, and you get to unwrap the gift of your child each and every day, because there are parents out there that wish they could change places with you, that no longer have the opportunity to care for their child with special needs. So remember that every day when you are caring for your child, that there is another parent out there that wish they could trade places with you.
Yeah, that's powerful. And Melissa, she just said she moved to a different town. No one knows where to get support. We're going to reach out to you today
Absolutely.
and get something coordinated. So Tiffany, listen, thank you again. And I look forward to what's coming up next week in the month of May. So enjoy your celebration with your son, the flowers that he gave you today. And have a fantastic weekend. And I appreciate all you do.
Thank you. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Let me see how we do this now. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I just want to kind of reinforce the nuggets that you really have the opportunity to grab a hold of. And with the replays, I think the replays are even in the description. So if you missed them, you got about 48 hours to be able to go through and watch them. They're an hour long, so you can do that. It's just like watching Netflix. Get you some popcorn, or a glass of Kool-Aid. I ain't gonna have you get drunk because I don't want you to go sleep on, because I want you to pay attention and learn something from them. So have something that you can just relax and enjoy, because I'm telling you, you're going to listen to that replay. You're going to say, man, I got to listen to it again. You're going to listen to it again. You're going to say, man, I got to keep listening to this replay, right? Because Tiffany just was boom, 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 boom. And the piece around how you get yourself reset. Ola, thanks for stopping in too. How you get yourself reset is all important things for you guys to do, right? So listen to me. Overwhelmed with earned experiences in the pathway will help you become empowered the way you need to, the way you should be. And you don't have to do this journey alone. So I want to say thank you again to Tiffany. What are you going to do? 10 people. We just got some more folks reaching out to us, so that we can close that window at midnight tonight. And we'd love to extend it, but we're not going to. So anybody that hears this, First thing you want to do if you're looking for some help is type in free, and we'll let you know where you stand. But hey, if you do get late for this one, we'll make sure that we don't leave you by yourself. So anyhow, from the Comeback King Enterprises and Conversations with Geoff International, I want to say thank you to them for providing this platform, and all of you that will hear this message and continue to support us. Melissa, hang in there. We got you. And just know that you've made the right decision. And overwhelm no longer has to be the thing that dictates your future, right? All right, guys, have a fantastic day. And like Tiffany said, what we say around Comeback King Enterprises is your comeback is the lifestyle. It's the necessary piece for you to gain the strength that you need to do the things that you're meant to do in spite of what you're feeling. So anyhow, have a great day. We appreciate everybody. Stay tuned and in touch with us, and we'll see you next opportunity we present to you guys. All right. Take care. Have a great day. Fill out that application, or not application. Put in the words, watch the replays, and we'll see you soon.